class. This is Steve, and welcome to another Classified Captures. Now, I ain't gonna say anything except one thing. Please watch this till the end, because we got a hell of an episode for you this time round. This one is a curious one. Pay attention to the area around the man's boots.
Look. Right there. Boom.
They came out of nowhere.
They disappeared.
Did you see it? Yeah, those glasses appeared out of nowhere. Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say this was a glitch in the Matrix. The family you see in this clip was simply going about their daily duties when they noticed a strange pair of glasses lying outside their door. And this confused them as none of them wore glasses. Thinking someone might have accidentally dropped them, they did what any person with a CCTV camera would do. They double-checked to see who'd accidentally left the glasses there. And they expected to see a person, but no, that's not what happened. Instead, the glasses just appeared out of nowhere while they were going about their duties. Naturally, this left them confused. With no way to properly explain this, they uploaded it online, hoping someone could help them find the answers. Now, that someone might just be one of you. Some in the community who've seen this seem to think that it came from another dimension. Others think their home might be haunted. And there are a few who think it might be someone trying to send a message from the world beyond. There's simply a lot of theories out there. The uploader of this clip is not the one to post paranormal stuff, and this makes me feel this might genuinely be true, so take a good look and tell me what you think.
As soon as I step out, watch, look. Right there. Boom.
They came out of nowhere.
They disappeared.
Look.
Still on camera captures, take a good look at this one. Strange, right? At first glance, it looks like an older person, but then your eyes adjust. And that face, twisted, distorted, almost like it doesn't belong to a human at all. And no, that's not something you'd call natural. But here's where it gets even more unsettling. It looks like this figure is peeking from around a corner, except, well, there is no corner. No edge, no space for anything to stand. Which means whatever we're looking at isn't behind a wall, it's inside it. Yeah, part of its body appears to be phasing through solid structure, like it's only partially there. The kind of thing you hear about in ghost stories but never expect to actually see. This image was captured by a group of ghost hunters exploring a house locals claim was haunted. According to them, the area was almost pitch black. The only light came from their own equipment. No footsteps, no voices, no shadows moving in the dark. Just this, a single frame that raises a lot more questions than answers. They don't know what they caught, a spirit, something darker, or just a trick of light and perspective at the worst possible moment. Because if it's real, then whatever that is didn't need a doorway to get in. What do you see when you look at it? And more importantly, would you go back there to find out? Whoa! Hello. Bugsy got a hell of a kick there. Now, you guys all know that I'm a biker. I got 3 other things. And only once was I ever nearly knocked off a bike by an animal. Actually, no, I'm lying twice. Once by a deer that jumped over my front wheel. That was a close call. And the other one by a pigeon that flew directly at my face. But I never had a rabbit. Maybe the guy stole its carrots. Speaking of strange encounters, I'll take a look at this image. There is a strange, shadowy figure behind the young lady in the image. The picture was taken by her mom in a new house they just moved into. The image was meant to commemorate the start of a new chapter for them. When she took the picture, she didn't see anything weird behind her daughter. When they reviewed the photo, however, there it was, standing in the same posture as her daughter. Naturally, she was confused and thought the camera might be malfunctioning, but no, it was not. Everyone she showed this to encouraged her to move out of the place. She personally didn't see the need to because, well, aside from this photograph, nothing weird had happened in this new place of theirs. After a couple of months, however, they did move out, and that's when she uploaded the picture asking what people thought it might be. Most of the responses she got from the paranormal community had to do with it either being a mimic or a shadow person. Others didn't take it lightly. They warned her that it could have gone bad fast. Quick distinction, because I know I mix these up sometimes. Shadow beings are those ink-black human shapes. No detail, just a presence that feels, well, off. Mimics are different. They copy voices and appearance, usually people you trust, and their goal isn't just fear, it's to confuse you and draw you in. Fortunately, they didn't experience this, but they could have. What would you have done in their shoes? Stepping away from spirits, what do you think we're looking at here? This clip is allegedly from Mexico, but we're not sure where exactly. In the clip, we see what looks like some sort of energy, a laser blast hitting a part of the area being filmed. The blast is significant enough that you'd expect some sort of damage to the area, but well, nothing. It still looks the same after the blast. Some in the paranormal community think that this was not a physical attack. They think it might have been targeting something beyond our perception, and I get it. How else would you explain this? A few people mentioned it was doctored footage, but this clip is apparently from way before AI became a thing. And while going through people's comments on this, one comment caught my attention. Take a look. He thinks it's a lens flare caused by the bright flash at the center of the frame. And when you think about it, well, he might be onto something. That might actually explain why there was no damage in the first place, but maybe that's just the skeptic in me talking. What do you guys also think? Still on our skies, take a look at this one. Do you see the strange vapor on the ground? What comes to mind when you see it? If you said dry ice, well, that makes two of us, but then again, why is he staring at dry ice on the ground? Well, the answer is simple, but not so simple. These things fell out of the sky, according to him. Anyone who's familiar with dry ice knows that they're not naturally occurring, they're artificially made. It's actually made by cooling and compressing liquid carbon dioxide under high pressure until it turns into a solid block or pellet. And if you haven't guessed already, yes, Julius told me all that. To have these things fall out of the sky can only mean one thing. Someone is either messing with our sky or our planet is changing. No, okay, well, that's two things, but you get the picture. And most of the individuals in the paranormal circles who commented on this believe it was proof that the government is manipulating our weather. A small section of the community refused to align with either of those two views. They believe this was staged for views. Now, what do you say?
Hey, DMV, what's this, man? What is this that fell beside my car, man? Look like it came out the sky. Look. Like, what is this? Look at this.
Look, I'm pushing on it.
This is crazy.
This is not hell, Mom.
Yeah, it's a motorcycle riding itself on the highway. We've actually shown a clip of a motorcycle moving by itself once on this channel, but it didn't move as far as this one does. Naturally, videos like this bring a lot of comments. Some think the bike is haunted or being ridden by a spirit we can't see. Others think this is one of those self-riding bikes making its way back to a program spot or something. But that argument falls flat though, because the uploader of the clip states that this is not a self-riding bike. The way it crashes into the wall makes me believe him. Does that mean this bike is being ridden by a spirit we can't see? Well, not exactly, and frankly, I don't have an explanation for this one. So I'm naturally going to throw it to you guys. What do you think's going on here?
What's up?
我操，这啥意思啊？夜生工作钱啊
120.
250 to 350.
For an inhaler?
Yes.
Man. So if you're poor, you're dead.
So 2 EpiPens. How much do you reckon they are?
$80.
600.
$40?
Afraid not.
More?
More?
$100. 150. 250. Shut the fridge. £300. $600. What? Why?
Now, it's true. I mean, I personally think that the UK health system's starting to become a bit of a third world problem as well. Yeah. I mean, I think you can walk into AI and it's not AI, A&E. And it's not the fault of the nurses, doctors, or anything like this. It's an NHS issue, but you pretty much have to almost be dying before anyone will see you these days. Portugal, greatest health system I've ever been involved in. If you're gonna be ill, be in Portugal.
Give birth by C-section, and you would like to hold your baby after you've given birth to it.
Actually, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, you'd pay to do that.
Yes.
To hold my own child that I've been carrying inside of my womb. Yeah, I was.
But yes.
Jeez.
It's not actually that expensive.
Mate, charging me, I'm gonna punch you. Not you, but the doctor. Like $100.
$40.
$40.
For skin-on-skin contact.
And while you think about that, tell me, what comes to mind when you see this? Does it not look like water is mixed with blood? And no, this is not AI. It's a real place. Introducing Colombia's Blood River. This is Cano Cristales, found in Serrania de la Macarena National Park. And what you're seeing isn't blood. It's a rare plant called Macarena clavigera. Anyone who's Latino, if I got that wrong, please forgive me. For a few months each year, usually between July and November, conditions line up perfectly. Sunlight, water levels, temperature, everything has to be just right. But when it is, the river turns this deep, unsettling red. Too much water, the color fades. Too little, it disappears. But when it hits that sweet spot, it looks like something straight out of a horror scene. Completely natural, not dangerous, no blood, just one of the strangest rivers on Earth. To be honest, if you saw this in the wild with no explanation, your mind wouldn't go straight to plants, would it? This clip looks ordinary at first glance, but pay attention. Did you see it? If you didn't, you aren't the only one. I didn't see it at first glance either. The first biker did, though, and was quick to alert his colleague who was filming. The camera couldn't capture it fully, but once you zoom it in a little, then you'll see it. Not sure what to call this, but some in the community are already calling it a UFO. It appears to have noticed the bikers as well and moves away. The clip was captured by these guys on their way back home from a hunt. If the narratives we're being fed is true, whatever is in that UFO didn't expect to encounter humans, and that might explain why it left the moment it noticed them. So what do you think? Legit or not?
Halina, stäng av för helvete! Stäng av! Halina! Stäng av, för fan, stäng av!
In our last episode, we mentioned that strange crafts usually appeared before a natural disaster occurred in certain locations, right? Well, some of you sent us clips via mail and asked us to check them out. These clips were captured in different locations in Rio Grande do Sul. Sorry once again if I pronounced that wrong. Not sure if you guys are aware, but this particular area has experienced severe storms, flash flooding, and tornadoes over the past few days. The individual who sent this in believes these strange clips have something to do with it. One name keeps coming up in all of these: HARP. For those hearing it for the first time, the paranormal and conspiracy communities believe HAARP, or High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, is a secret geoengineering and psychological warfare weapon being used by the government and elite for their personal gain. They claim the Alaskan-based array of radio transmitters can manipulate global systems. Sounds crazy, I know, but well, how do you explain these clips and the many others we've shared that have these things in them?
That's cute. But why are they in these glass containers, these glass cages? Why are they in these glass... it's Chinese writing, I can't figure this out. It's cute, but it's concerning. Is this like an experiment lab or something like that? Because if it is, then I don't want to watch this anymore.
So in today's episode, we've been to Colombia, Sweden, and to a number of places. Do you know where we've not been to? Germany, Deutschland. That's exactly where this clip you're watching was captured. Speaking of the clip, what exactly are we looking at? Well, according to the uploader, this craft in the center looks pretty unusual while it was closer and directly over him. Instead of looking like a normal everyday craft, it looked like an extraterrestrial craft mimicking a human one. Das ist not good. Once he started filming, however, it was way gone. Oh, wait, is that proper English? Doesn't matter, we're in Germany. Not everyone's convinced, though. One person pointed out that it looks like a normal human craft with repetitive lights. In other words, it doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary. And I'm tempted to agree with him. What say you guys? I'm interested in this kind of stuff too, but isn't this taking things a little too far? This is a restaurant that serves the last meals of some of the world's most dangerous and infamous criminals. Now, I know what some of you might say. Steve, it's just food, what's the big deal? And maybe that's true. Recreating a last meal by itself might just be a strange piece of history, but they go beyond that. The restaurant also features displays of these criminals along with horror-themed decorations, images, and other products connected to their stories. They even show clips and recordings involving some of them on themed days, and that's where the debate starts. Some people argue it's just a way of exploring dark history. Others worry that turning criminals into attractions risks giving them attention they don't deserve. Could something like this influence the wrong person? Maybe, or maybe I'm looking too deeply into it and it's simply bizarre but harmless curiosity. Either way, it raises an interesting question. Where do we draw the line between learning about the dark parts of humanity and turning them into entertainment? Before we move on to the next clip, tell me what you think about this one. You got captured in the early 2000s, back when digital cameras were still a luxury for many people. The woman who took the photograph had no idea anything unusual was in it until she got the picture developed. That's when she noticed something strange. In the background was what appeared to be another person, someone she claimed was not there when the photograph was taken. She believed it looked like an older person, almost as if they were in pain or distress. When asked about who she thought it could be, she suggested it might have been the original owner of the home they were living in, someone who'd passed away there before they moved in. The strange part, she says nothing unusual ever happened while her family lived in the house, but years later she decided to bring the photograph back into the spotlight and get a second opinion. I've always hated looking back at my childhood photographs because I thought I looked ridiculous, especially because most of the time my mom has pictures of me as a 4-year-old naked holding hose pipes and stupid crap like that. But after seeing pictures like this, I'm starting to think maybe I should be grateful because I don't know if I could handle finding out there was something else standing beside me. What do you think? A strange camera glitch, a case of mistaken identity, or something paranormal caught on film? Now this honestly upsets me. Have school shootings become such a problem that the solution we're turning to is deploying drones inside schools? Well, Georgia is now testing a new security system where drones could be used during an active shooting situation. The idea is that these drones can quickly respond, flying towards a threat, using cameras to help identify what's happening, and deploy non-lethal measures like pepper spray or alarms while waiting for police to arrive. And I understand the reasoning. When seconds matter, having something that can get there faster than a human might sound like a good idea, but well, then I start thinking about the other side of this. What happens if someone targets the technology itself? What if the person tries to hack the drones, interfere with their communication, or somehow turn a safety system into another problem? Cybersecurity experts have already warned that drones can come with their own vulnerabilities because they rely on software, sensors, and wireless communication. And that raises an uncomfortable question. Are we solving the root problem, or are we just adding more layers to technology around it? Because at some point, a school filled with students shouldn't need futuristic security equipment just to feel safe. So what do you think? Is this the kind of innovation that could save lives, or are we creating a whole new set of problems? So, I've covered enough Bigfoot clips in similar settings that, honestly, a lot of them start to look the same. One of you sent us this clip in and asked us to take a closer look, and the question is simple. Is this Bigfoot? This was allegedly captured on Chinook Pass, a location that's become famous among Bigfoot enthusiasts because of the number of reported sightings there. And that place and Bigfoot are basically like chalk and cheese. Anyway, the person who captured this believes they caught the real deal, and I can understand why. The setting, the movement, the shape, and whatever is in the footage definitely makes you look twice. But for me, something just feels a little off. The body proportions and the way it moves make me question whether we're actually looking at the legendary big guy or something a little more ordinary. Of course, I could be completely wrong. So take a good look and tell me, do you think this is Bigfoot, or is there another explanation? Night shifts. This is yet another night shift clip. This time, however, this was filmed by security in a hospital. The hospital chapel, to be precise. In the clip, we see a boy come in and disappear at the back. Shortly after he leaves, a security guard comes in as well. And he should find the boy, right? But only he doesn't. There's no space behind. There's only one entrance that also doubles as the exit. So, well, where exactly did that boy go? Well, no one knows, and that's confusing on all fronts. That's at least until you hear what the nurses have to say. Apparently, there was a little boy in the hospital who was very sick. His parents brought him to the chapel every day to pray. Despite the hope of him recovering, he passed on. And this was recorded some days after. The nurses believe that's the spirit of the little boy. And I'm tempted to think it's a demon taking the form of the boy, but, well, what do you guys also think? Did you hear the child? This was captured after school. There weren't supposed to be any students around, yet there is the voice of a child crying. The uploader claims it was sent to her by a co-worker, as they were the only two left in the facility when the students and teachers had gone home. Many in the community think it might be the spirit of a child haunting the halls. Others think that's preposterous. They feel this might be nothing more than a child locked in a locker by bullies. They chastise the uploader for recording and uploading the clip instead of going through the lockers to find the child. What would you have done if you were the one? Run or double-check the lockers?
I'm gonna see something. ¿Está bien? Holy sh**. ¿Está bien?
A man ventured into a graveyard, and while walking through, he came across a figure a few meters away. It looked like a dark silhouette crouched on the ground in front of a wall. At first, he thought it was a person and called out to it, but then something unexpected happened. As soon as he yelled, the figure stood up and began to glide upwards along the wall. It wasn't just any wall either, it was part of a tomb. Now, people are speculating about what this entity could be. Some believe it might be a demon or some supernatural being. What do you guys think? If it's truly a supernatural being, what do you think it was doing there?
I'm gonna see something. ¿Está bien? Holy sh**. ¿Está bien? What the
A man and his group of friends decided to explore an abandoned facility. As they made their way through the empty place, the man behind the camera ventured up a staircase. Arriving at a series of rooms that were locked. These rooms had metal fencing doors, allowing him to see inside. Curious, he began to look around. While inspecting one particular dark room, something spooked him so much that he quickly ran back down the stairs. It wasn't until reviewing the footage that he realized what had freaked him out. There, in the room, was a dark figure lurking. It had this ominous feel to it, but that's all he knew about it. He uploaded the clip seeking answers, but the community can't seem to come to an agreement. Responses range from it being a shadow creature to the whole thing being a hoax. You've seen the clip, so what do you think that we're dealing with here? Have you ever seen a skinwalker in action? No? Well, today's your lucky day. Enjoy. This was recorded by a man out in the countryside. At least, that's the impression the man who re-uploaded it gave. As he was driving, they had lights out looking around. I'm not sure why, but this allowed them to capture something rather unusual. They caught glimpses of a creature that seemed to morph from a humanoid to an animalistic state and vice versa. This clip is a tad confusing based on the extra edit, but you do see it, right? Now, the big question on everyone's mind when this was uploaded was, how's this possible? It turns out the answer is simple: skinwalker. As to whether everyone agrees, that's another thing on its own, but then again, you've seen the clip yourself, so what do you think? An observer shared some intriguing footage they captured one night that's been sparking a lot of curiosity. In the video, there's this shiny, oddly shaped figure hovering in the sky. Initially, the observer thought it might just be a bright star, but as they zoomed in, it became clear that this was no ordinary celestial object. The figure has a strange, almost otherworldly appearance that has left many baffled. I even asked my team for their thoughts, but no one could definitively say what it was, so naturally I did some digging in the comments section where people shared their theories. One person speculated that it could be a portal opening up to who knows where. Another commenter confidentially labeled it as a UFO, which is always a possibility when it comes to mysterious sky sightings. But the comment that piqued my interest was from someone who suggested that this could be a plasma being. Now, I don't know about you, but the idea of a living entity made of plasma floating through the sky is both fascinating and a little unsettling. What do you think? An observer recently shared a curious piece of footage that has everyone asking the same question. What is this strange tube-like cloud moving across the sky? The object in question is small and appears to be a narrow tube of clouds drifting alongside a larger mass of clouds. What's even more bizarre is its movement. Unlike the surrounding clouds, this tube seems to be moving independently, almost like it has a life of its own. While clouds are shaped by natural forces like wind and air pressure, the way this one is behaving feels off. Could this be some sort of atmospheric phenomenon we don't yet fully understand, or is there something else at play here? Some might suggest it's a rare natural occurrence like a funnel cloud or a tornado in its early stages, but the size and shape don't quite match up to those typical weather patterns. What do you think? Is this a natural weather phenomenon, or could this tube-shaped cloud be something more mysterious? A passenger on a plane shared some rather strange and captivating footage she captured during her flight.
No, it's not. What is it? Kerry, what is that? What is that? Kerry, what is that?
In the footage, a dark figure can be seen in the sky. At first, it appears to be moving swiftly upward, heading toward the right. But as she continues to film, the object suddenly changes course. It doesn't dart or move erratically, but instead makes a slow, deliberate turn and begins aiming toward the left, still ascending. The movement is so smooth and unusual that it's difficult to tell what the object could be. The object doesn't behave like typical aircraft or birds, and its flight path suggests a level of control that adds to the mystery. What do you think this dark figure could be? Is it a natural phenomenon, or are we witnessing something otherworldly?
No, it's not. What is it? Kerry, what is that? What is that? Kerry, what is that?
Delving into the realm of social media, a TikTok user sends shockwaves through the platform with a perplexing post that leaves the online community on edge. In this eerie video, the user captures a mysterious figure traversing the darkened expanse in the distance. The creature appears to be bipedal, but it was hard to make out the rest of its features because of the darkness and its ghostly appearance. As the TikTok community delves into speculation, various theories emerge. Is it a ghost from the spirit world, a shape-shifting skinwalker hiding in the shadows, or maybe even a Wendigo haunting the remote woods? The answers are still uncertain. In a follow-up post, he filmed the location during the daytime, revealing that he lives in a remote area in the woods. This means the wandering feet could be anything. What's your money on? Before we move on to the next video, just another reminder. If you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. I wouldn't want to send a Bigfoot after you. And don't forget to share with friends and family as well. Thank you very much. Is one for the extraterrestrial enthusiasts. In this footage, while the reporter is delivering a live TV broadcast by the sea, an unusual event takes place. If you pay attention to the screen just behind him, you'll notice something strange and unusual happening with the sea. On the right side, a peculiar object emerges from the water, swiftly submerges, and reappears on the opposite side. The swift and mysterious movement of the object has naturally led to many debates. Some suggest it could be evidence of alien technology or an advanced underwater craft. Is this truly a glimpse into the world of advanced technology, or is it perhaps just a natural activity beneath the waves? I guess that's something we'll not be able to say for sure. Some men ventured into the San Luis Valley after hearing reports of Bigfoot sightings in the area. They were eager to investigate, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive creature. When they arrived, they didn't manage to spot Bigfoot, but what they found was just as intriguing: an enormous footprint in the ground. Look at that. The sheer size of the print is impressive, and while they didn't get a visual of the creature itself, this evidence was enough to leave them convinced that something unusual was out there. Could this footprint belong to Bigfoot? What do you think? Proof of a legendary creature, or something else entirely? This next footage, taken at an undisclosed location, shows something truly strange in the sky, a bright, glowing spiral. It's not the sun, as the actual sun is clearly visible right beside it, so what could this mysterious spiral be? The spiral appears to rotate slowly, emitting a dazzling light that many viewers claim looks like a portal or vortex. Its odd shape and eerie glow have left people speculating. Some think it could be a natural atmospheric phenomenon, while others believe it's something far more unusual, perhaps linked to extraterrestrial activity or secret technology. But what do you think? Camping can be an exhilarating adventure, but it's definitely not for the faint of heart, and this story is a perfect example of why. Imagine being out in the wilderness, enjoying the serenity of nature, only to be jolted awake in the dead of the night by unsettling noises.
Ai, meu Deus do céu! Vocês estão entendendo o quanto de jacaré tem aqui? Ai, meu Deus. Eu tô na barraca literalmente pra acampar. Vamos dormir aqui, guys? Teu cu. Ferrou meu...
A man experienced this exact scenario during his camping trip. As he cautiously peeked outside his tent, he was met with a heart-stopping sight as a group of crocodiles just lying in wait right outside his tent. The sheer terror of realizing you're surrounded by these ancient predators with nothing but a thin layer of fabric separating you from them is enough to make anyone stay off camping forever. As much as nature can be beautiful and calming, it's stories like these that remind us of its unpredictable and sometimes dangerous side. Personally, I don't know how we managed to stay calm, but for me, that would be a hard pass. Would you take the risk, or would this be your last camping trip too?
Ai, meu Deus do céu! Vocês estão entendendo o quanto de jacaré tem aqui? Ai, meu Deus. Eu tô na barraca literalmente pra acampar. Vamos dormir aqui, guys? Teu cu. Ferrou meu...
This is yet another bizarre sighting captured in the sky, and it's truly otherworldly. The footage shows random streaks of light flashing across the sky, and when these lights appear, they illuminate the surroundings, revealing strange, colorful forms that resemble a maze of odd, rock-like structures. The scene is undeniably beautiful, but it also raises many questions. Could this be a case of CGI? Or is there a chance that something more unusual is happening, perhaps something beyond our current understanding? While the beauty of the imagery is captivating, the possibility that it could be fake cannot be ignored. In fact, a number of individuals think it's fake. But what about you? A resident was on his way home when he noticed something strange coming from one of their neighbors' houses. A single room light was flickering on and off. Intrigued, they slowed down and filmed the eerie sight. When this footage was shown to Julius, he shrugged it off, suggesting it was likely just an electrical fault. But Aaron has a different take, believing it wasn't a simple malfunction, but rather a sign of paranormal activity. What do you think? Could this just be a coincidence, or is there something more supernatural going on in that flickering room? Some Chinese researchers used a super radar with an impressive range of about 5,900 miles to examine the pyramids of Giza, and what they discovered was truly unexpected. They detected plasma bubbles. Yes, you heard that right. These mysterious bubbles, which are usually associated with atmospheric phenomena, are intriguing to say the least. The discovery has raised questions about the possible interactions between the ancient structures and natural or even unknown forces. What could this mean? Could the pyramids of Giza be linked to atmospheric anomalies, or is there something else going on that we have yet to understand? Back in 2022, a Facebook user from Texas took to Facebook Live when he started to hear strange noises.
Like hunt the sound down, and I can't find it. It's still like way off in that direction somewhere. You hear that?
The noises sound like screeching and screaming, then it changed to something unexplainable. The sound went on for quite a while until the man went out to go search for it. But according to him, the sound seemed to be coming from the sky. It was very loud. He also said that the whole day the weather had been strange. They had sunshine, rain, a hailstorm, and strong winds. He suspects that it had something to do with the sound, but he has nothing to prove that it actually was. What do you think this sound is?
A second ago? What the? Just here a second ago. It was just really weird light just kind of appeared out of nowhere.
Behold the mesmerizing spectacle witnessed over Buxton, Maine, USA in February 2023.
Oh my, what the fuck?
The footage introduces us to a celestial display that has ignited discussions about the possibility of extraterrestrial visitation. In the night sky, multiple luminous orbs grace the darkness. Their presence, unlike stars, their abundance raises questions and prompts contemplation about the mysteries that may lie beyond our earthly realm. The sheer number of these radiant orbs creates an otherworldly scene, leaving observers both intrigued and perhaps a tad apprehensive. The speculation about UFOs and the potential for an alien invasion is as exciting as it is worrying. I mean, I'd love to see aliens, but who knows what they could do to us.
Just here a second ago. It was just really weird light just kind of appeared out of nowhere.
While you share your thoughts on that, prepare your mind for an unsettling clip from Peru. The homeowner it belongs to was left in shock when he stumbled upon it. The clip shows his backyard, which was fenced off from a wooded area. It looked normal and ordinary until something came crawling out of the woods. It was a creature unlike any he'd ever seen. Its skin had a pinkish hue, almost human-like, but its overall appearance was far from normal. It also had small, glowing eyes that pierced through the darkness, and its face was contorted in a snarl, revealing sharp, razor-like teeth. You could even see its tongue slithering in and out of its mouth like some kind of serpent. The creature moved close to the fence and appeared to be peering in at the house as if hunting for something or someone. Despite its menacing look, the creature never tried to enter the house. Instead, it lurked behind the bushes, watching, and the footage ended without further incident. Understandably, the homeowner was terrified after witnessing this, so much so that he decided to move away from the property entirely. Now, the big question remains, what exactly was that creature? We have our theories, but this time we're interested in hearing yours. Next up, we've got this bizarre security footage. A woman was sitting in a shop when the door suddenly opened. She quickly turned her head to look at the door, then slightly bowed her head in what seemed like a greeting. She even opened another door as if allowing someone inside. But here's the thing, there was no one there. She then proceeds to walk to one of the cupboards, speaking about a product to what appears to be no one. This strange exchange carries on for a while until two others come in inside the shop, watching her intently, clearly puzzled by who she's talking to. When one of them touches her, she suddenly falls down. They had been observing her on the security camera, and from the looks of it, she was talking into the air, so they came to check up on her, and that happened. Creepy, right? What do you think might have been going on here? Could it have been a ghost customer? Here we have another swarm of insects, this time captured by a man working out in a field. Just look at that. This happened in Texas. The sight alone is overwhelming, but the sound is even more unsettling. You can hear the swarm buzzing loudly, almost like a roar, as if moving through the air. It's as if the entire field is alive with these insects, creating a scene that's both fascinating and terrifying. Swarming insects like this are not uncommon, especially in warmer climates, but witnessing it up close like this is something else entirely. The sheer number of them, combined with that intense buzzing sound, makes for an experience that's hard to forget. How long do you keep your earphones in and your phone plastered to your ear while on a call? You might want to listen to what this man has to say.
iPhones, when most people put it to their head, up to 2 hours later, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch into the brain tissue is still heated.
He claims that the heat from our devices is causing ear tumors. According to him, prolonged exposure to the electromagnetic radiation emitted by our phones can lead to neoplastic activity, which is essentially the formation of tumors. It makes you think, doesn't it? Now, it seems like everything we use daily is potentially toxic and harmful to us. We rely so heavily on our devices, but at what cost? Is it worth risking our health for the convenience and connectivity that these gadgets provide? This is definitely something to consider the next time you pick up your phone or pop in your earphones for an extended call.
Tissue is still heated from using the phone against your ear. And when you repeatedly heat those things, then tissue actually starts to become neoplastic. We have a pair of surgeons here in town in Dallas. They're busy 5 days a week, booked every single day, all day, taking out parotid gland tumors from people having AirPods, Bluetooth devices, because it's actually causing neoplastic activity. So EMFs absolutely decrease life expectancy.
Next up, we've got a clip recorded by a homeowner who was cleaning out her property. It was a cleaning like every other until she stumbled upon an old horse saddle in the barn left behind by the previous owners. Wanting to get rid of it, she decided to burn the saddle, but if we are featuring it, something eerie happened. As the saddle burned, a white smoke emerged, moving gracefully in front of the fire. What made this smoke unusual was how it took on the shape of a horse galloping, and from the background, the unmistakable sound of hooves echoed through the air. The homeowner believes she may have freed the spirit of a horse long trapped in the saddle, as it appeared to move and gallop away. Before you come at me, I know how that sounds, but think about it. What if? Just what if? Before we move on to the next clip, I saw a comment under the original post that had me laughing. Take a look. Tell me you get the reference. But something else about it sparked curiosity and a bit of unease. One commenter made a rather chilling observation that's hard to shake off. He suggested that the supposed fossilized tree actually resembles a femur, the thigh bone of some unimaginably large creature. The funny thing is, once you take a closer look at the structure, it's hard to unsee the bone-like qualities. The proportions, shape, and surface texture all seem to echo something much more than a tree. Well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but what about your thoughts on this eerie find? There's news going around that the World Economic Forum is considering a shift in our primary source of protein, from animals to insects. Yeah, you heard that right, insects. At first glance, this might seem like a sustainable and innovative solution, but there's more to the story. You would think that this decision is being made with our best interests in mind, but there are some serious concerns that need to be addressed. Many insects are known to carry parasites that can be extremely harmful to humans. These parasites can cause a range of health issues, making the idea of insects as a primary food source quite worrisome. But that's not all. Insects also contain a substance called chitin, which is a tough, fibrous material found in their exoskeletons. Unlike other animals, humans have a hard time digesting chitin. Some studies even suggest that chitin could be carcinogenic to humans, potentially leading to severe health risks if consumed regularly. So while this proposed switch to insect-based protein might sound like a step towards sustainability, it's a decision that raises many questions. Is this really the best option for our health? Or are we overlooking some significant dangers in the pursuit of an alternative protein source? Technology is advancing at an incredible pace, often in ways we don't fully realize until it's already in use. Recently, I came across something that really made me stop and think. Did you know that the Dallas Cowboys are using facial recognition technology to verify their employees? Yeah, you heard that right. The NFL is rolling out this technology across all 32 teams and in 30 stadiums. But it doesn't stop there. The Dallas police are also using facial recognition to keep tabs on criminals. If they can track people like this, imagine the scale when it's applied in a massive stadium where the system is monitoring every single person in real time. It's almost mind-boggling when you think about it. On one hand, this is a brilliant move for security, ensuring that everyone from employees to fans is who they say they are, but on the other hand, it's also quite unsettling. The idea that every face in a crowd is being scanned and tracked is unsettling. Soon this technology will go worldwide, and there goes our privacy. It's a good initiative in terms of safety, but the implications are definitely something worth pondering. What do you think? For the longest time, we've all heard the same warning. Don't touch a jellyfish. They're known for their painful zaps that can leave you sore for hours, sometimes even worse. But then, there's this video. A man is seen scooping a jellyfish straight out of the water with his bare hands, but nothing happens. No flinching, no pain, no sting. So what the hell is going on here? Is this some kind of trick? Turns out it's no trick at all. What he's holding is actually a very special kind of jellyfish. It's almost completely transparent like glass, and it's called the moon jellyfish or Aurelia aurita. Moon jellyfish are fascinating because, unlike many of their cousins, their sting is so mild it's almost undetectable to humans. In fact, their tentacles aren't strong enough to penetrate human skin, which is why this guy could hold one without any discomfort at all. They're beautiful, floating like soft orbs just below the surface of the water. But don't get it twisted. Not all jellyfish are this harmless. Some, like the infamous box jellyfish, can deliver extremely painful and even deadly stings. So while this encounter was harmless, it's still best not to go around picking up jellyfish unless you really know what you're dealing with. Next, we got this image that's got everyone talking. It shows what looks like a massive, human-like handprint pressed into the rock face of White Mountain in Wyoming. And when we say massive, we mean seriously big, about 18 inches long. It honestly looks like someone or something with a giant hand just slammed into the stone and left their mark. People have been going back and forth about it for years. Some say it's just one of those weird natural things, like when clouds look like animals. Pareidolia, they call it. But others aren't so sure. There are folks who think it might be linked to ancient civilizations or old Native American legends about giants that once walked on the land. And then there are the ones who go even deeper, wondering if it's something not meant to be explained at all. Nobody really knows how it got there, but one thing is clear. This isn't just a regular rock formation. It feels like a clue, a message, maybe even a warning. And it's got a whole lot of people asking what else might be out there hidden within plain sight. In Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, a man saw a goat walking by the forest. Why is this interesting, you ask? Well, the area is not known to have goats, which was enough to leave him shocked. Unknown to him, however, the goat was not the only shocking spectacle he would have to see that day. Standing ominously amidst the trees was a figure that sent shivers down his spine. The Grim Reaper. A spectral entity draped in a black robe with a face that resembled a skeletal visage, a classic representation of the Grim Reaper in stories. If this is indeed the Grim Reaper, then what's its reason for being there? In confusion, the man wondered if the Grim Reaper had a specific reason for appearing, and if so, who or what was the target of its supernatural visit? The man, the unsuspecting goat, or maybe something mysterious concealed within the depths of the forest? Given the fact that he lived to share this online, we can confidently say he was not the one. So, the goat? Do Grim Reapers go after animals? Share your thoughts. Now, this is an oddity that takes us beyond the realm of UFOs and into the mysterious world of anomalous rocks. Across different corners of the globe, particularly in Africa, peculiar rocks have been discovered, captivating the curiosity of those who encounter them. In this intriguing footage, a person places a nail on the rock and an unexpected and almost surreal event unfolds. The rock appears to bleed out a mysterious black liquid. This raises a myriad of questions concerning the nature of the rock and the unusual substance it releases. Scientifically, rocks don't typically bleed, and this phenomenon challenges our conventional understanding of geological processes. Where did this rock come from? What could be the source of the black liquid that flows out of it? Does it hold secrets that defy our current understanding of geology? Next, we got another photo shoot session that appears to have captured an uninvited guest. In the image, we see a family taking pictures with an unusual distance between them. If you were born before 2019, you'll know that they're observing the social distancing protocol. Anyway, I digress. They took a couple of pictures, and while selecting their favorites, they came across this strange figure in most of their pictures. If it wasn't already obvious, I'm referring to the bride in the middle. Yeah, there was no bride present at their photo shoot session. This person or being or ghost just showed up in their pictures and decided to make himself or herself at home. The family was spooked and uploaded the image online, soliciting opinions and views. Everyone had one thing to tell them, and it was that they'd encountered a ghost during their session. Another pointed out that this was a classic case of alternate universes colliding. According to that individual, there was a different plane of existence where someone was actually getting married, and that ended up getting mixed up with ours. In other words, the person at the wedding is also wondering why there is a strange family in the photograph. While that sounds interesting, there's no real way of proving it. Anyway, that's enough commentary from me. What do you guys also think? Buying ready-made food can sometimes feel like a gamble. You don't know who made it, how it was prepared, or even what exactly you're eating. And as unsettling as that sounds, this next story takes it to a whole new level. Someone ordered a meal from a food spot, and when they opened the container, they found something very strange sitting right on top of the food. They pulled it out and held it closer to the camera to get a better look. What did they see? What looked like a human eye, not just any eye, though a closed one with thick lashes, eyelid folds, and the surrounding skin still intact. It had golden brown color like it had been deeply fried. Now, people online are torn. Some are trying to keep calm, saying it's probably an animal part, maybe from a pig or a cow. Others aren't so convinced because the shape, the lashes, and the texture look disturbingly human. No one's confirmed what it actually is, but looking at the footage, you understand the concern. It doesn't look like any pig or cow part at all. Let's just hope this is a misunderstanding, because if it's not, then someone needs to call the police. We don't know exactly where this footage was taken, but the person behind the camera couldn't resist pulling out their phone to capture this really terrifying scene. It was a windy night, and it seemed like a storm was about to roll in. You could hear the thunder rumbling in the distance, but what followed was far from ordinary. Instead of the usual flashes of lightning, the clouds lit up with a fiery orange glow, almost as if they were igniting from within, then quickly plunged back into darkness. This eerie phenomenon repeated itself, lighting up the sky in bursts of orange flame, making the scene look like something straight out of a nightmare. The contrast between the natural sound of thunder and the unnatural, almost otherworldly glow in the clouds is truly unsettling. What could cause such a strange occurrence? Is it some kind of rare weather phenomenon, or is there something more mysterious at play here? This footage was taken over the shores of Indonesia, and it's been causing quite a stir online. A man was taking a walk along the beach when he spotted something unusual falling from the sky. It was a long, dark object with a trail of smoke following behind it. Naturally, he captured the moment on video and it quickly went viral. The mysterious object has sparked a lot of debate, with even experts stepping in to assure the public that they are investigating it. Despite the official interest, no one has been able to identify what it is. Some people speculate that it might be some sort of balloon, but that theory hasn't been confirmed. Others suggest it could be something more out of the ordinary, perhaps even something extraterrestrial. Whatever it is, the lack of a clear explanation has only added to the intrigue. But what do you think about this mysterious object? What could it be? Remember the story we shared earlier about how children in Virginia have been going missing, yet barely anyone is talking about it? Well, something even more chilling has surfaced. Residents have started posting videos online of ice cream trucks roaming through neighborhoods at night, not in the afternoon like we're used to, but around 9 or 10 p.m., long after kids should be in bed. The trucks creep slowly down the streets with music playing. This is deeply unsettling. The ice cream truck trick has a dark history from decades ago. It was used in several reported kidnappings. Back then, predators lured children with something innocent and familiar. But thankfully in these days, with people more cautious, most assumed that trick had died out. So why now? And why at night? The timing feels impossible to ignore, and with children disappearing and strange trucks circling slowly through the neighborhoods after dark, too many residents have witnessed it for it to be coincidence. Is this an innocent business making late-night rounds, or something far more sinister hiding in plain sight? This video.
So I'm walking along here, and I run into this tree with this stupid grin on his face. It's just like the most perfect tree face I've ever seen.
The man behind his camera found this tree in the woods. That's pretty eerie, isn't it? Trees aren't supposed to have faces, but here we are, looking at a tree that seems to be staring right back at us. The natural placement of these holes almost perfectly mimics a human face, making it seem like the tree is alive in a way that's more than just its usual biological sense. What's even more intriguing is that it doesn't seem like anyone carved those features into the tree. They look completely natural, as if the tree just grew that way. It's almost like something out of a fairy tale or folklore where trees come to life and have their personalities. Could this just be a coincidence, a quirk of nature, or is there something more to it? What do you think?
He's like a little less happy, you know, he's just more is what it is kind of tree.
Someone stumbled upon this strange and airy figure floating in the sky. The figure appeared to resemble a person dressed in a long robe with their arms stretched out in front of them, as if they were reaching out towards something, or perhaps someone. This naturally left many people puzzled. Could this be some sort of advanced hologram, an elaborate trick of the light, or something even more mysterious? It's hard to say, but this is one I would love to hear your thoughts on. Do you snoop around when you book an Airbnb? You might be shocked by the strange things people have discovered while staying in one. One such case comes from a group of girls who booked an Airbnb in Australia. It was late at night when they arrived, and like anyone would, they started checking out the place. That's when they stumbled upon something bizarre. The kitchen counter had a section that opened up in a hidden stairwell, leading down into what looked like a dark basement. Out of curiosity, they grabbed their phones for light and decided to explore. The deeper they went, the stranger it got. The basement felt old, dusty, and unsettling. There were strange markings on the walls, but what shook them the most was what they found at the end of the stairway, a room with something covered in a blanket on the floor. The shape underneath was unsettlingly human. They didn't dare lift it. Instead, they panicked and ran back upstairs out of the Airbnb and later shared the footage online. Once the video circulated, it sparked a massive debate. Some viewers were convinced it was staged because if it looked like a body, well, shouldn't they have called the police? Others argued that in the moment of fear, running was the most natural response. What would you have done in their place?
Oh my god. Who's going first? I got the line. Oh fuck. I actually hate this. Wait, I feel like I Wait, I feel like I need to be second because okay. I'm not letting go of her hand. Oh my god. Oh fuck. What the fuck? Yeah. You're so brave. Oh my god, you're so brave. What is that?
God, what? No,
what is that?
Recently, a massive storm swept through Nebraska, and people haven't stopped talking about it since. It wasn't just the heavy rain, it was the lightning that caught everyone's attention. Some witnesses described it as unlike anything they'd ever seen. Bolts ripped across the sky as if something more was happening beyond the clouds. One man shared footage he captured right after the storm, and it left viewers divided. In the video, the sky glows orange with strange streaks of radiant light. The man insists what he saw wasn't ordinary lightning at all. He believes it was a portal opening. According to him, the flashes weren't random strikes but signs of something else, possibly a war happening beyond our sight. Skeptics say it was just nature doing its thing, but others can't shake the feeling that the storm was hiding something bigger. What do you think?
This is no coincidence. The sky looks like that. Just had 80-mile-per-hour winds. Y'all think it's a game. Look at that. That is a war. Don't be fooled, people. This is a war going on. Y'all let it be. Oh, that's so pretty. Nah, it's a war going on.
Speaking of unusual, take a good look at this. It's a CCTV recording, but it shows something rather unusual and profound. A man was moving through the grocery store when he went by one particular shelf. Wait, there are shelves all around the place. I meant to say he went by the frozen yogurt or ice section. Yeah, that's it. Once he's gone past the whole section, some items fly off the cabinet or shelf depending on where you live. It's almost as though someone was throwing these objects at him, but that shouldn't be possible, right? Well, that's what you're seeing. This shocked those working in the shop, and they had to resort to reviewing the CCTV cam to make sure that they were seeing things right. After reviewing the clip several times, they confirmed that they'd actually seen these things happen as they did. What they couldn't confirm, however, is why it happened like that, or how it happened in the first place. Some think it was a ghost, perhaps the spirit of someone he'd annoyed, whereas others suspected it might be a poltergeist. There are some who also state it could be sorcery. The theories are basically endless, but there are some who also feel there's got to be a logical explanation or the whole thing was staged. To be sincere, you can't fault that reasoning, but what do you guys think anyway?
Watch all of this over here.
A woman stepped out onto her patio one quiet afternoon when something odd caught her attention. Her rocking chair, the one that usually sat completely still unless someone was using it, was gently moving back and forth. At first, she thought maybe it was the wind, but then she realized that there was no wind at all. The air was completely still. That's when the chill set in. She pulled out her phone and began recording, but the moment she started filming, the chair stopped moving completely, almost like whatever had been rocking it knew it was being watched. But then, as she stood there a few seconds longer, it began to rock again, slowly at first, then a bit more noticeably, and just as the movement picked up, her dog jumped up and began barking furiously at the chair. It was like the dog could see something she couldn't. Animals have a reputation for sensing things beyond human perception, and this moment definitely seems to prove it. So was it a spirit just passing through, or maybe something attached to that old chair?
Get it on camera. There's like no wind. That's I know, Blue, someone's there, huh? I know, I don't know why it does that.
There are people out there who pride themselves on being patriotic watchdogs, holding authorities accountable for every mistake or oversight. But sometimes this kind of reaction crosses the line. A woman recently went viral after she pulled up outside a police station and began screaming at an officer. A police car had just witnessed a man failing to use his turn signal, yet the officer did not stop him or issue a ticket. Furious at what she saw as a blatant oversight, she decided to confront the officer directly. In the video, she could be heard shouting at the top of her lungs, demanding answers, but what really caught people's attention was not just her words, but her odd behavior. The way her head kept twisting and jerking around made her movements look unusual, almost unsettling. At one point, the officer even asked her if she should call an ambulance, concerned that her behavior wasn't just about being upset, but possibly a medical or psychological issue. Now, the big question is, was this woman genuinely outraged by the officer's inaction, standing up for accountability? Or was there something deeper going on with her? Maybe stress, illness, or even a mental health crisis?
Why the f doesn't he get a ticket?
Ma'am, I can help you talk to somebody.
He didn't use his turn signal!
Ma'am, can I please call you an ambulance?
Over the years, there's been a trend of people claiming to have dreams and visions about the end of the world. Some say they've died in their dreams, visited heaven or hell, or even seen visions of the rapture. These stories circulate widely online, especially within spiritual and religious circles. Recently, this man named Connor shared what he described as a vision of the end times. Take a look. In his dream, he claims he was shown that after September the 25th, all flights around the world would be grounded, signaling the beginning of the rapture. For those unfamiliar, in Christian belief, the rapture is the event where all true believers are taken up to heaven to meet God, while the rest of the world is left behind to face tribulation and judgment. Connor insists his dream was a direct message of this coming event. But of course, this is far from the first time we've heard such claims. Over the years, many people have predicted specific dates for the rapture or the end of the world, and so far, every one of them has turned out to be a false alarm. Some see Connor's vision as just another in a long list of failed predictions. Others, however, believe his message should be taken seriously. So what do you think? Is Connor's rapture vision just another false prophecy? Or could this one be different?
Friday night, I went away for the weekend to try and get a rapture dream or vision. I asked for the dream and I got it, so I'm obliged to share it. My dream started with a bus driver with beautiful caramel colour skin, a bald shaved head man, and a perfect grey uniform. He was in his cabin and he was surrounded with bright light, and the whole scene was technicolor. All the colours were really bright. And all of a sudden the bus turned into an airplane. And he told me, this is a real short flight. Next I could see a map with the takeoff point and the landing point, and they were insanely close, extraordinarily close. So I said to the bus driver, who was now a pilot, wow, that's a short flight, huh? You could just take a bus, couldn't you? To which he replied, yes, but this is a special flight and won't be available from the 25th of September. And then I looked at the side of the plane and it said Arrows, the name of the company. So, flights close from the 25th of September. There will be no more flights. The rapture is going to happen at the Feast of Trumpets this year.
So, someone in the community tagged us in this post made by a lady known as Spiritual Ghost Hunter Angie. In the video, she was advertising some clothes she was selling and letting everyone know they were vintage and they could come around to have a look. I watched the clip till the end, but a later post from her states that there was actually a ghost in the video. She then slows down that part of the video and we see a blur go across the screen. According to her, this is the ghost moving at super speed. I love paranormal stuff, but somehow I doubt that. I feel like it might have just been her hand moving across the camera, but hey, maybe you guys see better than I do. Care to share your opinion?
Hey guys, this is Spiritual Ghost Hunter Aggie. I'm in this amazing warehouse, and
Two men were out by the seaside in Zacumulco, Mexico, just enjoying a quiet moment with their dogs. It was late and calm until something strange started to happen. From out over the ocean came a chilling sound. a long, drawn-out wailing. And it wasn't the sound of waves or animals, it sounded like a woman crying.
Menos mal que traigo mi primera comunión.
Los lamentos pues no me han espantado tanto porque pues ya es algo, bueno, no es como, a pesar de que no son tan cotidianos, que no sean diarios.
Startled, the men began filming the water's surface, unsure of what they were hearing. And that's when something even stranger happened. A figure appeared briefly on the surface of the water, then it vanished. Moments later, not one but 3 shadowy figures could be seen rising and disappearing into the ocean mist. It was fleeting, but enough to send a chill down their spines. Now, in Mexican folklore, there's a well-known legend of La Llorona, the weeping woman. As the story goes, she drowned her own children in a fit of despair, and now her spirit roams bodies of water, eternally mourning and searching for them. Her cries are said to lure people toward danger, and sightings like this, especially near water, are often linked to her. What makes this encounter more intense is how the dogs reacted. They weren't calm, they were barking aggressively in the direction of the water as if they sensed something wasn't right. Animals often pick up on things humans can't, and their reaction only adds to the fear of the moment.
Menos mal que traigo mi primera comunión.
Los lamentos pues no me han espantado tanto porque pues ya es algo, bueno, no es como, a pesar de que no son tan cotidianos, que no sean diarios.
This next piece of footage comes straight out of Mexico, and it's left the internet buzzing with questions. The video was shared by a motorcyclist who had one of the creepiest encounters you could imagine. It was late at night, and he'd pulled over on a lonely stretch of road at the outskirts of town. He claimed that out of the corner of his eye, he saw what looked like a little boy standing alone by the roadside, so he stopped his motorcycle and took out his phone to record. But when he turned his camera toward the spot where the boy had been, the child was gone. All that was left was a bucket lying on the ground. Confused, the man began calling out, asking if the boy was okay. No one answered, but weirdly, he suddenly heard a child's voice calling him to come closer. The voice was faint and coming from down the pitch-black path. The man later admitted that at that moment, every instinct in his body told him to leave. Instead of following the voice, he quickly got back on his motorcycle and sped away into the night. Viewers online have been debating ever since whether it was a lost child or a ghost, or, as many speculate, a supernatural entity trying to lure him into the dark. Stories of spirits or creatures disguising themselves as children are common as folklore and usually said to trick people into following them, never to return. Whatever it was, the man may have saved his own life by listening to his gut. So if you were in his position, would you have followed the voice or done the same and gotten the hell out of there?
Puta madre, ¿cómo lo hago? Niño. Niño. Hey, niño, ven. Hey, ven. Ven para acá. ¿Qué haces allá? Vente, te llevo. ¿Con quién estás? ¿Y tu papá? ¿Dónde está tu mamá? ¿Con quién estás?
In the UK, a biotech company has created the world's first clinically approved 3D printed bionic arm. The device went viral after a woman who received it was interviewed. What made the footage jaw-dropping is what she did next. She calmly removed the bionic arm, placed it on the table in front of her, and then began to move the fingers of the detached arm as if it was still part of her body. The arm responded instantly to her neural signals, proving just how advanced this technology had become. Think about that. Not only can this prosthetic restore function to people who have lost limbs, but it also connects so seamlessly with the human nervous system that it works even when detached. For many, this was more than just a display of futuristic tech. It's living proof of how far science has come in merging the human body with advanced robotics. Now, if we can 3D print functional brain-controlled limbs today, what's next? Entire organs? Full body enhancements? Who knows?
We have
I'll just help to the...
completely wireless, so you can actually just detach the hand like that.
You're thinking about it.
And I can still operate it the same way as if it was attached. Make it move.
That is
across
incredible.
The table.
That's
that it's mad.
unbelievable.
Yeah. So it can do little tasks.
You know how we always talk about Bigfoot and other paranormal beings patrolling the woods, yeah? Well, it turns out Bigfoot might not be the only thing or person we have to worry about. Yeah, that just happened. Imagine if he didn't see it. Not sure why, but someone had actually set up this booby trap on the trail. Bigfoots, skinwalkers, and other paranormal beings are known for many things, but booby traps aren't some of them. This definitely has to be human, but why? We can't say for sure. Some in the community think the biker may have gone through the trail of private property and that the owner likely did this as a means to discourage bikers from using his trail. Even if that were the case, well, this is too much. Some in the community are, however, skeptical. They feel this was all staged to make a viral video. While that makes a lot of sense, not many are buying into it. Personally, I hope that's the case, but this isn't the first time we're seeing something like this. Hopefully, it's the last. When I first saw this, my first thought was, Godzilla! While that sounds cool and all, we got one small problem. This guy isn't as large. So I tasked one of our new interns here to find out what this was. And well, you wouldn't believe what she came back with. It's an iguana. Can you imagine? Iguanas, especially marine iguanas found in the Galapagos Islands, are incredible swimmers, a rare trait amongst lizards. The one you're watching with black and white markings might be a marine iguana, which uses its long, flattened tail like a rudder to glide through the water in a side-to-side motion, almost like a serpent. The sharp claws help them grip on rocks underwater while they feed on algae, and they can hold their breath for up to 30 to 40 minutes. The black and white markings help them absorb heat quickly after a cold swim, letting them return to basking on lava rocks and keeping their body temperature stable. It's wild, like watching a mini dragon take a casual dip, wouldn't you agree? The dream world has always been a mystery to some, and the lady you see on your screen is no different. She believes she may be living another life in a different reality because whenever she goes to sleep, she has the same dream. In that dream, she's usually working at a specific facility. At first, she's thought nothing of it, but the fact that it's been repeating over and over and over again has got her wondering if something fishy is going on with her. Some of the familiar places include a jazz bar and even taking a boat somewhere. She's attempted to describe her dreams to different individuals around her, including her mom. But since no one had answers, she came online hoping someone could help her. Most individuals thought she was hopping between realities, whereas others thought she had to see a shrink because she had the same recurring dreams pointed to unresolved trauma or emotions. You heard her speak. What do you also think?
Everything I'm about to say is going to sound like a joke, but I am so deadass when I ask, does anybody else go to work when they're asleep? Not your normal day job. Do you clock in at a different facility when you knock out? Because I do. And at first I thought it was just like, haha, so silly, I'm going to like the same place every night. No, like, guys, I don't know what the fuck is happening to me when I sleep, but I work at like a restaurant nightclub place. And it's the same place every time. It's like, I don't really remember the people in it, but it's low-key always the same staff. Like, I never wake up and I'm like, oh my god, there was a new hire last night. Like, I'm normally always like comfortable with the staff.
Most of you might already recognize this woman. She's a popular influencer from Brazil, known for her dancing videos, but also for something that leaves many viewers stunned. In several of her clips, she demonstrates a jaw-dropping ability to tilt her head so far back that it goes completely beyond her shoulders, almost as if her neck is low limits. This sight is both fascinating and unsettling. For some, it looks like something straight out of a horror movie, and people online have jokingly called her an alien or contortion demon. But while it may look unnatural, there are rare physical conditions and hypermobility disorders that allow certain individuals to bend their joints and even their necks in ways most of us cannot. Some speculate she might have a form of connective tissue flexibility or joint hypermobility syndrome, which can make ligaments and muscles far looser than average. Others think it could simply be years of training in contortion arts, something performers in circuses and dance troupes have mastered for centuries. Regardless of the explanation, her videos continue to go viral because people can't help but replay the moment her head bends back in such a shocking, almost inhuman way.
Véi, que porra é essa? O que é isso?
Speaking of hiding in plain sight, what do you think this is? Not sure what prompted the individual recording to be doing so, but from the little we see of the footage, we see what appears to be a box hidden in an area where you wouldn't expect to see one. Someone in my team, however, pointed out that it looks more like a casket than it does a box. That might be true because when you zoom in a little, you notice that there's definitely something moving in it. We're unable to make out what it is, but from the little we can see, it's definitely not the kind of creature you would want in your home or dreams, for that matter. It all started a few years ago when some friends took the image you see on your screen. They were visiting a buddy's trailer in Pennsylvania for the Slovenian Festival, a fun weekend, not the ordinary. But while they were there, someone brought up an all-tragic story. A little girl had drowned in the river nearby years ago. Most of them didn't think much of it at the time, just a sad local tale. Later that day, one of them took a quick Snapchat while the others were posing for the camera. They swore there was no one behind them. The spot was empty, clear as day. But when they looked at the photograph again, there was someone standing there. Someone they hadn't seen. Someone who wasn't supposed to be there. As it is with clips like this, they freaked out and shared the footage online, and that's where many theories came in. Many agreed it could be the spirit of the girl that had died. Some felt it was all staged, but I don't know. I really want to believe this is legit. Maybe that might be making me biased, so please let me know what you think. While much of the world fears that AI may take over, Albania seems to have a very different and shocking idea. The Prime Minister of Albania has suggested the idea of making the country the first in the world to have AI ministers. Even some former leaders are backing this bold proposal, and as strange as it may sound at first, there's a reason behind it. The idea comes down to one of the biggest problems many nations face: corruption. Human ministers can take bribes, misuse power, and often fail their citizens, but an AI system won't. It doesn't accept bribes, get tired, or demand a salary, and it can, in theory, process information and make decisions far faster than humans ever could. In other words, the hope is that AI governance could break the chain of corrupt leaders and dishonest authorities that drag down economies and destroy trust. But here's the bigger question. Is this really the best solution? Sure, an AI minister might seem incorruptible, but who builds the system, who programs it, and who controls it from behind the scenes? Would we really be solving corruption or just replacing it with a new kind of hidden power? If Albania goes through with this, it may well set the stage for the future where nations are literally ruled by machines and code. What do you think? A driver was traveling late at night when they suddenly noticed something unusual ahead of them in the sky. Bright, glowing lights appeared above the road, and the driver quickly pulled out their phone to capture the scene. The footage is surprisingly straightforward, showing a strange cluster of lights hovering, then zipping past at incredible speed. For a brief moment, the object's outline becomes visible, but it looks like a disc-shaped craft surrounded by lights. Many who've watched the video say it's one of the clearest UFO captures in recent years. Some speculate it could be a craft of non-human origin, while others suggest it's an advanced military technology. But skeptics argue it could simply be a drone, aircraft, lights, or even a lens effect, though the way it moves doesn't quite match anything ordinary. Whatever the explanation, this sighting has sparked debate because of how detailed and crisp the footage really is. If it isn't man-made, it could stand as one of the strongest pieces of evidence yet that something truly mysterious is flying in our skies. So, is this AI or not? While the world mourned the passing of Queen Elizabeth, there were some who noticed a few things that many of us missed. Take, for instance, this clip.
Death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
As you can see,
The uploader had the news recording while things occurred live. During the service, she heard something that shook her. There was actually a voice other than that of the one reporting, and it said something along the lines of, "Death is irreversible, and the fact that she is trapped." It's at this moment that the presenter cuts in and the voice goes silent. Many who saw the upload stated that there was a voice similar to that of Princess Diana. This led to many theories. I have mine because, well, it's not every day you experience something like this, right? Anyway, what do you guys think is going on?
Death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
as you can see,
This next one is a bit concerning and emotional. When you watch the clip, you can see a grandmother talking to someone, but she's the only one in the room. The individual who shared this states that the woman in question is about 99 years old and doesn't remember much about the night. She, however, suspects that Grandma may have been visited by her deceased grandson who wanted to comfort her. That's the only explanation she could come up with due to the nature of the experience and the kind of responses the grandma gave. This one feels a little above my pay grade because it all sounds so real, but has anyone ever experienced something like this? So, I'm not exactly sure where this footage was taken, but it shows a massive cave right by the ocean. And what makes it so strange is the giant stone sphere wedged perfectly into the opening. At first glance, it looks like just a rock formation, but when you look closer, it almost seems too precise to be natural. The ball-shaped stone sits so perfectly in the hole that it almost looks like it was designed to seal the cave shut, hiding whatever could be inside. This has sparked tons of speculation online. Could it be a hidden entrance to something underground? Throughout history, mysterious caves have often been linked to ancient civilizations, lost treasures, or even military facilities buried beneath the earth. Others believe such sites could be connected to secret bases, possibly even places where governments or organizations conduct experiments far from public view. But there are more mystical theories that caves like this might hide ancient relics, lost tunnels, or even lead deep into the hollow earth. This strange stone door doesn't look random. It almost feels like it was put there on purpose to keep something locked away, or maybe to keep us out. So is this just a bizarre natural formation, or could it be an entrance to something hidden? A man recently shared a chilling photograph he captured while exploring an abandoned building in the UK. This place is believed to be one of the most haunted houses in the country. As he walked down a dark, crumbling hallway, something ahead caught his eye. From the corner of the turn, he noticed what looked like a hand emerging from the wall itself, long, rigid, and almost lifeless in appearance. He managed to snap a picture, and the image is just haunting. This place is located in Pontefract, West Yorkshire. It's infamous for its history of paranormal activity. Locals say strange entities roam the parapets, and countless visitors report overwhelming dread or bizarre experiences inside its walls. Just take a look at that hand. What do you think? Someone caught this bizarre spectacle on camera and posted it to Reddit, and it's one of the strangest things you'll see all week. It shows a glowing blue flame traveling along the electric wires outside their house. You can hear this low, intense buzzing sound as the flame zips by like it's alive. The glow is eerie, almost otherworldly, like something from a sci-fi movie. What's even stranger is that there's no sign of a regular fire anywhere. No smoke, no burning poles, and nothing that suggests a typical electrical issue. This was just a surreal blue flame snaking its way along the wires and lighting up the night sky. Now, a few folks online think this could be a phenomenon called an electrical arc. It's basically when electricity jumps through the air between wires or equipment, and under certain conditions, it can produce these weird blue flames. It's rare but not impossible. But not everyone's buying the science. Some people are convinced it's something else, like an energy moving through the grid unnaturally, or even some kind of paranormal force. After all, the way the flame moved, it didn't flicker like fire normally would. It glided, fast and smooth, almost like it had a mind of its own. So was it just a freak electrical event, or something far stranger? This is a clip that's gone viral over the past few weeks because there's a demonic figure captured in it. The clip was originally recorded by an individual trying to sell his blinds, but as he pans his camera around, he ends up capturing a demonic figure hiding in the darkness. Many have tried to tell him to be careful and to see an exorcist. After watching the clip over and over, however, I don't think that'll be necessary. I feel like, and strong emphasis on feel, okay, yeah, I don't think that will be necessary. This looks like pareidolia at work. It's most likely the interaction between the light, darkness, and things in the room. It can make you feel like there is a demon out there. If you've woken up in the dark room, you know what I mean. But what do you think? Is there a demon there or not?
Con la luz. Cierro la cortina y es como si fuera totalmente de noche. Totalmente oscuras.
The next footage dates back to 2016. A motorcyclist was riding at night when he suddenly come to a halt. A strange figure had appeared in the middle of the road, then vanished before he could even stop altogether. Shaken, he got off his bike and looked around, but as he searched the roadside, the exact figure appeared again, and this time standing just off to the side of the road. This terrified the man so much that he abandoned his bike and ran. The whole scene was captured by a security camera overlooking the road. The figure appears to be wearing a long white robe with messy black hair covering its face. Could this really be a ghost caught on camera? A strange video shows Las Vegas in broad daylight, but the scene is nothing like we'd expect from the city that never sleeps. The casinos look deserted, the slot machines sit quiet, and the streets seem frozen in time. No buzzing crowds, no endless flow of tourists, just a heavy emptiness that makes you wonder if something is brewing. It feels almost unnatural, like the city has been paused by some unseen hand, waiting for whatever comes next. Some believe this isn't just Vegas, but a reflection of America itself, as if the whole country is slowing down before a storm. Whispers of economic collapse, hidden agendas, and even paranormal shifts rise to the surface when you watch something like this. And yet, maybe the simplest explanation is that it was filmed during the day when fewer people are out and about. Still, the feeling lingers that something is not right. If this is just a quiet moment caught on camera, or a sign of something much bigger, what do you think is really happening here? Have you ever tried pulling out a nail that's been hammered into a wall? It's tough, right? Takes strength, some leverage, and maybe a few grunts and a bent tool or two. Well, prepare to be humbled. Take a look at this macho little bee. In a viral clip that's been making the rounds online, this bee is seen gripping a nail and gradually pulling it out of a wall. Yeah, a bee. Not a bird, not a bat, a bee. You can almost see the determination in its little wings. It's kind of hilarious and weirdly impressive. Now, scientists are chiming in, saying the nail was probably already loose or barely wedged in to begin with, which might explain how the bee managed to pull it out. Still, loose or not, it's a bee. This isn't what we expect from pollinators. What was it even doing? Renovating? Helping with repairs? Who knows? Maybe next time you're struggling to yank out a stubborn nail, just know a bee might have done it faster.
Good lad.
If you've ever discovered something like this in a tree, what would be your honest reaction? Personally, I may be tempted to investigate the other trees and see if they also contain other valuable items. The man who discovered this one, however, chose to record the whole thing and upload it online, telling everyone he'd possibly discovered the hideout of a leprechaun. At least, that's the version of the story I heard. Leprechauns are tied to gold because, according to old Irish stories, they used to work as shoemakers for fairies, and apparently they got pretty well paid for it. Since they lived alone and didn't spend much, they'd stash their gold in secret spots, usually deep in the forest or, as the legend goes, at the end of a rainbow. Over time, people started to say that if you got caught by a leprechaun, you could make him tell you where his treasure was. That's where the whole pot of gold thing comes from. It's a mix of hard work, mystery, and a little mischief. Classic leprechaun vibes. Interesting, right? But there are also animals out there who like to grab shiny things and hide them. Raccoons, squirrels, and ravens are all animals that like to hoard shiny objects. He could have basically discovered one of those creatures' hidden stash. Personally, I think that's what happened. But what do you guys also think? Back in 1852, something was discovered that has puzzled researchers and skeptics ever since. A man working in a coal seam stumbled across what looked like a drill bit. It didn't seem like much, but the moment experts examined it, the real mystery began to unfold. This was no ordinary piece of metal. The object was found 3 meters underground, completely encased in solid coal. Coal that, according to geological dating, was over 1 million years old. Here's the problem. Humans as we know them weren't even around 1 million years ago, so how could a man-made tool, something that required knowledge of metallurgy and mechanical design, end up sealed inside rock that predates our very species? Some argued that it must have been contamination and that the drill bit somehow worked its way into the seam later. But others believe this is proof that either our timeline of human history is wrong or that another advanced civilization existed long before us. If true, this discovery would force us to question everything we think we know about human progress. Were there forgotten civilizations wiped away by time? Or does this hint at beings who walked this planet long before humans existed? If you're confused by what you're looking at, don't be. It's a mermaid, or at least used to be one. The clip you're watching comes from the Constanța port in Romania, where we're reliably informed this mermaid in the clip has been moved to the local museum. Why, you ask? Well, the answer is simple. They believe this is the real deal. Someone found the creature and has had it taxidermied. The person did this so no one will doubt him if he ever says he saw one. Many in Romania believe in the mermaid's claim to have seen them. Of course, this is a clip, so we have no way of verifying its authenticity. But if it made its way into the museum, then that must count for something, right? Have any of you visited Romania, or is there anyone from Romania here? If there is, can you confirm if this is legit? And please do tell us, have you personally seen a mermaid? You can email your response or pictures to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. Without me saying anything, what do you think is coming up those stairs? If you said a pet, it would be understandable. But you would also be wrong. The person who recorded this clip doesn't have any pets, so what came up those stairs? Well, she doesn't know, which is why she uploaded the clip. She was suspecting something otherworldly was in her home, but there were no other signs to suggest or confirm this beyond the clip you just watched. This is why she uploaded this clip on a paranormal page in the first place, hoping someone would give her answers. It was in the same paranormal group that she was advised to go to the police and that she might have an intruder in her home. Thinking about it, that's the most logical response. Some also felt that wouldn't amount to anything because, well, she's probably dealing with a skinwalker. If I were her, however, after reporting it to the police, I would have put in measures to catch whatever that is, be it human or paranormal. But let's just say that was indeed a skinwalker. How do you think she would have dealt with it? Next, we visit an abandoned and haunted church. Here, the one filming encounters humanoid creatures seemingly clothed in white and in prayer. He initially thought he'd run into something occultic until he got closer and realized they were statues. It turns out that it's a piece of the roof that fell down and fatally wounded a family worshipping in the church. This led to the abandoning of the church. The statues were simply put there to build interest in the place for foreigners. The proceeds from their earnings are being used to furnish the place. Interesting, right? An eerie image has recently surfaced, said to have been taken somewhere in the United States. It shows this silhouette by the stone structure. The figure resembles a dog standing upright on two legs. The details are unsettling. Unlike the exaggerated dogman depictions often shared online with hulking muscles and monstrous features, this one looks far more realistic. It appears almost like an ordinary dog, except for the fact that it's standing tall, its posture too human-like to dismiss. This is why the photo was caught so much attention. Could this finally be genuine evidence of the legendary dogman? Or is it simply a trick of perspective, maybe even a real dog caught mid-motion that just happens to look unnatural in that moment? Whatever the case, this particular sighting feels different. It's not cartoonish or fake. If anything, it's disturbingly believable. So what do you think? We've always wondered if aliens helped our ancestors centuries ago because of the kinds of things they built. The uploader of this clip wonders if this is the answer we've been seeking. In the clip, we see what looks like an excavation ongoing. The individual appears to have found some sort of casket. He opens it up, and after removing the first layer, something looking like a hand sticks out. The uploader believes this is the hand of an alien. I've looked at the clip several times, and I can understand why he thinks that. A closer capture of the casket would have, however, made it a lot easier to discern if we are really dealing with something extraterrestrial. As it stands right now, I can't tell if that's the case. Take a critical look and tell me what you think, though. Do you really believe this is an alien? And if it is, do you think every civilization has had an alien species living with them? Let's hear your thoughts.
Is that a bear? It's not moving. What is that? What is it? Oh! Yeah, this just really doesn't feel right. Oh my god, did I catch that on camera? No, I saw that. I know. Okay, I'm leaving.
This clip is a tad unusual. We're introduced to a lady filming what appears to be a mess on a tree. In the clip, we can hear her panicking because, well, she's not sure what she's looking at. She keeps filming, and at one point we see her turn around and run, probably because she feels she saw the mess moving. Personally, I didn't see it move, but some in the community think it's a juvenile Bigfoot pretending to be an inanimate object. I've looked at the object several times, and I do see the semblance they're referring to. However, people who have more experience in the outdoors say it's just a fungus. Can any of you confirm that for us, and if possible, educate the rest of us who are afraid of the great outdoors? We'll be reading through the comment section.
What is it? Oh! Yeah, this just really doesn't feel right. Oh my god, did I catch that on camera? No, I saw that. I know. Okay, I'm leaving.
If you love to play pool but are oftentimes alone, then this clip is for you. In it, we see a man playing pool when all of a sudden things start to move. Naturally, the man panics, but it does little to deal with the situation. Lucky for him, the cameras were rolling when all of this happened. I don't see anyone believing him without it. Once this clip hit the internet, some were glad he made it out safe, whereas others were amused. Some even joked that if they could have been playing pool with a ghost. It sounds funny, but just think about it.
Chucha, weón. ¡Oh, conchetumare! ¡Oh, mierda!
That's so cute. Bless. That bird loves a bit of opera. Man, that's so cute. Oh, it makes me want to get one. What do you reckon, guys? Dog or parrot? Is it a parrot? A parakeet? Or one of those anyway. There you go. Oh well. Anyway, that's the end of today's episode. Now, have you got any videos? If you got anything cute like this, please give it to us. Love our animal videos. But if you do, send them to us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll stick it on an episode, and we'll even credit you if that's what you want. If you don't, we won't. Simple, really. My name's been Steve. This has been Classified Captures. Now do me a favor and share this with as many people as you can. We want more followers. See you later.